The PGA Youth Player Development Award bestows special recognition on a PGA professional who has displayed extraordinary and exemplary contribution and achievements in the area of youth player development. The award considers the PGA professional's focus on youth throughout the growth of the game leadership, commitment to the chapter, section, and national levels in the youth player development area, and the meaningful impact made upon youth through the introduction and participation of the game. Our 2023 award winner, Sara Griffin, exemplifies the complete growth of the game for youth at all levels, as well as growth in personal characteristics and life skills. Sara has dedicated her career to teaching the game to the youth through many PGA-inspired programs, as well as many of her own programs. Sara truly cares for all of her students, and it shows in her personality. Please join me in welcoming our 2023 PGA Youth Player Development Award recipient, Sara Griffin. The PGA Player Development Award bestows special recognition on a PGA professional who has displayed extraordinary and exemplary contributions and achievements in the area of player development. The award considers PGA professional growth of the game leadership, commitment at the chapter, section, and national levels in the player development area, and the meaningful impact made at his facility. This year's recipient, Ryan Young, has set himself apart from the rest with his impressive numbers for participation, as well as his continued service to the chapter, section, and national committees. In 2023, Ryan and his team have conducted over 35 player development programs with almost 3,000 participants. These programs range from adult to junior, and they are further broken down into 4 categories of beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Ryan has been able to successfully track his performance since 2016 with total revenues of $1.6 million, and with 2023 projections being $400,000, bringing his total revenue at his facility to over $2 million. Please join me in welcoming the 2023 PGA Player Development Award recipient, Mr. Ryan Young. The PGA Teacher of the Year Award bestows special recognition on a PGA professional who has performed outstanding service as a golf teacher and coach. This award is based on a professional's overall performance in teaching, unusual, innovative, and special teaching programs initiated or implemented, articles published, as well as outstanding golfers in the professional has instructed. If you want to look at innovative, I recommend you look at Chris Smith, our 2023 recipient for PGA Teacher of the Year. He is a great teacher with a long proven track record and numerous facilities locally, regionally, and internationally. His list of students include PGA Tour players, DP World players, numerous Division I golfers, and many other successful and local players. Christopher stands out for his leadership in overall environment of teaching. He has provided numerous educational opportunities and others and contributed to the overall economy of golf instruction by looking into all areas of human performance. I once played a round of golf with Chris. He was walking, I was riding. I was exhausted by the end of those 18 holes. His holistic outlook on golf performance certainly stands out from the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2023 Teacher of the Year, Christopher Smith. Leading our panel discussion is Carissa Shaw, Western Washington Vice President.
Hi, thank you. Congratulations, everyone. I have some questions for you this evening. And my first question to all of you, so we'll start with Sara here, is what makes you so passionate about growing the game of golf?
Well, I have to admit that I asked for a litter of children, and I have one that'll be graduating from the University of Utah this May, and I probably see 70 children a week. So careful what you wish for. I absolutely love children. Whoever this little person is that had her shoes was darling. They're so willing to learn. They absorb everything, and it just makes it fun. You don't have to impress them. You don't have to make it do it right. They just enjoy it, and I absolutely love it. And they're the future of the game. So obviously, being in a country club, they're your future. So children make it worthwhile.
To be honest, it started for me because it made me money. When you start in the golf business, and we've heard it before, that you don't get in the golf business to make money, you do it because you love the game. Well, I love the game, and there was an opportunity to teach, and it was an opportunity to do a career, which I've now grown into. So it's easy to do something you love, and I get to share that passion on with everybody else that I come into contact with, and I hope to instill some of the things that I grew up with, and it's made me it's created a career for me. So I love it.
Yeah, just to echo those sentiments, for me, it's really cool to see people that just started to get into the game. We saw a lot of that 4 years ago, and it's just to see the light go off and to have the desire to come back and do more and do better. Yeah, for me, that's what keeps me going. Work with a lot of people still that are new to the game and not necessarily young. Many who are awful, just awful golfers. And for them to put their time and energy in it and their passion, yeah, it's what keeps me going.
Okay. While I have you, we all know we get golfers of every skill level walking through our doors. How do you approach teaching the game to players of those various levels? So that beginner, that awful beginner, to the most advanced player. What is your approach?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's super important just to figure why are they there? What do they want? Ask people what they want. What are their intentions? And it continues to flabbergast me when I get these answers, these different answers. I got into it because I enjoyed the competitive side of it. I still do, and I want to get better. And a lot of people want to get better, but a lot of people don't want to get better, and that's okay too. And that's taken me a lifetime. I've barely gotten there to recognize that different people play golf for very different reasons, and that's good. And we need to embrace it.
Okay, Ryan, my next question is for you. What do you believe makes your teaching and coaching successful? We all know you have record attendance at Chambers Bay. And what can we do to encourage others to get involved in the programs that you're running?
Not to speak for Sarah, but we're not allowed to tell our students that they suck. So we're not fortunate enough to be able to do it. No, I'm joking. Not yet. Everybody just has their own unique challenges. And depending on your challenge, I have a track for you. If you're a veteran and you have your needs and your desires to play this golf, which is usually more recreational and more just being outdoors and being able to get out of the house, we have that track. If you're a junior star that's competitive and you want to get recruited, we have that track. And if you're an adult that's just getting back and you're a COVID golfer, we have social events with all kinds of tournaments and side games and to keep your baseball careers, because everybody converted from baseball. We have a way to keep your competitive spirit alive. So that's how we.
Yeah, thank you. And
Okay.
this is Sarah. So, Sarah, my question for you is we have a lot of PGA members in the room here, and you run a lot of phenomenal PGA program initiatives. I know you ran PGA Junior League, PGA Family Golf, you run Operation 36, Birdie Basics, you name it. What would you say to the professionals in the room of why they need to adopt these programs?
I think it brings in, again, the reason I like the little ones is if the little ones come, there's someone coming with them. And if I can get the little one interested, then generally mom is interested. Typically dad's already interested and they want everyone else to join in. I think PGA Junior League is 20 years too late. I have to tag on to Sean Airy. I was a Beaver in 1991, and I think that might have been his first year at Tristine Tree, which is scary to date myself back that far. But to think that I'm still in golf 33 years later, and to know that getting the kids as young as we can, I'll take them at 2.5. It gets the whole family involved. PGA Junior League gets everybody involved in a non-threatening way. And then PGA Family Cup or golf or whatever the terminology, Patrick will correct me every time. It gets the whole crew, whether it's the thing that I love the most is it's the juniors, it's the adults, and then the grandparents. So you actually get 3 generations out there. And I think that's what intrigues me the most about it. My dad was 53 when I was born. And so I got to spend a lot of time with him because he retired at the age of 60. And so to have that opportunity and to be able to pass that on to everybody is, I think, the thing that is the most beneficial. And with all the blended families and everything that's going on in today's world, to get anybody outside and enjoying time together is the best reason why.
Thank you. I'm going to have you hold it for just a second. So my next question for all of you is the business is constantly changing and involving new technology, new ways to present the same information. How do you stay on top of your game and providing the best service to your students? You specifically, people may not all be familiar with your facility. So, and what you've done on the Griffin Golf side to create a space for you to do this.
So my husband and I left this facility 8 years ago and created our own indoor facility. And I think it was on a hope and a prayer. Thank God for prayers, because that's probably why we're still doing what we're doing. But it's all listening to the individual. What is it that people want? Like you asked, what is their why? Whether it's to be competitive, which I wish I had that drive and that spirit, but I don't. I actually had the conversation why we don't have all these like great, amazing junior players. And it's like, it's because I want to bring joy. I want to bring fun. I want it to be happy. I want people to enjoy it. And so to have the space to allow people to figure out what it is that they want. That's probably the biggest thing for us, is to meet the needs of each individual. And I think that also makes every day at work different. It's never the same. It's always, who knows? Like I had 2 high school kids today. I had a mom of a 7-month-old, and I got to see a 7-month-old. So it fills my tanks. And then I saw, I think 20 kids this afternoon. So, I mean, it's a joy. It's great. And if people are having fun, even though we're inside and it was beautiful outside, we opened the garage door and it was fantastic.
And Ryan, same question for you. What kind of technology are you guys using at Chambers Bay, whether that's for your teaching and coaching or your scheduling, your apps? What are you guys using to make your processes better?
We use grass and the ball flying in the air. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you may think we've grossed over $2 million since 2016, but we've netted, a very good margin for our owners or business owners, the county. But we've done so without a TrackMan, without a covered building, without air conditioning, without a simulator, without anything except iPhone and some apps. So we're blessed to have a driving range with grass in a big facility. And that's what's golf made out of. And we just go off of what we're good at and what we have. If I had a building, I'd be telling the complete opposite stories. So I don't have a building for one reason or the other, but I'm able to, promote what we have and what we're good at and do it cost effectively. And that's what's made the business thrive and to, excel on that. But yeah, besides a coaching app and a giant iPad that's about this big, that's all I got.
And Chris, same question to you. And then if you could dive a little bit more into some of the other things that you like to look at from a playing perspective as the golfer as a whole, kind of in your bio.
Yeah, I think the tech piece is super interesting. Obviously, we have more tech today than we ever have, and I've been exposed and utilized a lot of it. I think it's important that we use it in a way that can help people instead of confuse them. And it doesn't always go that way. And my job is to help people get better and enjoy the experience. And if I'm trying to blow people away with the latest and greatest tech, and that doesn't happen, then I'm not doing my job. So I still think the greatest piece of technology that we all have is the human mind-body system. I abide by a little slogan I call LOCA, not because I live in the South and south of the border half the year, but it's really, really important to listen, observe, care, and ask questions. And I think as teachers, when we get too wrapped up into tech, we forget about those things. And the student sees that immediately. So I really try to emphasize that with myself and when I'm helping younger teachers. The other thing that I look at a lot is as far as performance goes, and consider myself a performance coach. There's so many pieces that we can't measure that are so important to shooting lower scores, and those things can be trained. For example, competitive response, toughness, grit, things that you see all the best players in the world and people that excel. Somehow they've learned that. And I think sometimes we miss that. So we've gotten really good at diagnosing and getting people to hit it unbelievable. Everybody's going to be copying Scotty Scheffler's footwork here very soon, especially after what he did today. But I think there's a lot of intangible pieces that great players or people that are trying to get better have, and we as coaches and teachers can help people with that.
That's awesome. Thank you. Sounds like joy. Sounds like human connections more important at times. Thank you all. I want to just thank you personally as somebody in the teaching and coaching space. I love what you do for everyone in the game. I don't know Chris as well as I know these two, but I mean, you're winning teacher of the year. So you obviously have a wealth of knowledge to share with all of us. Ryan, your programs are phenomenal. Sarah, I've worked closely with you. You've done so much for the game. I just want to thank you for all you've done for the game. And I want to thank you for being role models for everybody in the room. So round of applause. Oh, no, not wait. They get to thank everyone first. Hold on. So I want to give you a chance to thank your people. So I'll start with Chris. You have the mic. Go ahead.
Only guy in the room older than Ari, maybe. It's just so many people to thank. One sitting right back there. So I want to thank Bill Morrock for bringing me on board several years ago to Eugene Country. Longtime friend. And I started with Bill in 2018. He's probably still wondering why he brought me on board. But incredibly tolerant of my wild and wacky ways at times, which I think is important as a teacher and coach. And then a couple blasts to the past of Pacific Northwest. Jerry Molds has been a huge part of my coaching and teaching career. In fact, I texted him today. And then Seattle's own Jim McLean, who's been such a big part of what I've done as a career. So a lot of people to thank, but those people come to mind.
As far as, mentorship, my dad was first and foremost my business coach. Thank my dad. Brian Mogg, who I teach with at Chambers Bay, many of you know, his best advice for me when I first got started was to wear sunscreen. But you take it for granted if you're teaching full time outside. So, but it's been an honor to work and learn from him from the business side. But, the foremost is this beautiful bride to be right in front here. We're actually getting married here in August.
You're all invited.
You're not all invited, but I think if we talk to Brett and James in the back, there might be a PGA rate if you want to come and join. So, yeah, it's out in the back. So, thank you more.
I guess a couple people to thank: Risa Lakowski, Alexander, obviously Oregon State. Never in a million years would I thought I'd still be in golf after playing in 1991 at Oregon State, but still bleed orange and black, hence the Go Beavs. Obviously Rich Friend, who was the head pro here for 30 years. Couldn't thank him enough for the opportunity. Cute, funny story. My very first lesson was a guy by the name of Buck Thompson. And as I walked in tonight, guess who was walking in for dinner? And I got to say hi to him and see him before I got to walk up here. So super grateful for that. So many of you in the room, including this one right here, super grateful. Obviously, the Griffin in the back of the room, OJ Politek standing up. I should probably thank him, because I'm a Callaway staffer. But my husband, Chris Griffin. Oh, who else do I got to thank? Oh, Chalmers. Got to thank Chalmers. Yep. No, but wouldn't trade it for the world. We did get married here 12 years ago. I walked on property here August of 2005 and obviously fell in love with someone that worked here since 1992. And yeah, we've been married 12 years and super grateful and wouldn't trade it for the world. So all the women in the room, especially those that 2 of you got membership, we're unicorns and embrace it and let's kill it.
Woo! Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to our player development, youth player development, and teacher of the year awards.